Hi everybody, I'm Josh Skinner. Welcome to withjosh.com and ainow.org. With me is Kimberley Locke. Kimberly, thank you so much for inviting me to your house.
You're welcome.
I'm here often. I want to first embarrass you with some facts about yourself. Obviously,
Are you going to tell me something I don't know about myself?
Well, maybe later. Okay. Kim actually was the first American Idol finalist to have a debut at #1.
Okay.
And you weren't signed to an American Idol label.
Yes.
Yes.
I was not signed to BMG.
Yeah. So you didn't have your life signed away. That's
I didn't
great,
have my life signed away, nor did I have God, i.e. Clive Davis.
But he's a nice guy. Yeah.
Clive Davis is great.
Yeah. You had 8 top 20 adult contemporary singles, a bunch of dance club hits.
Yeah.
#1. You've had 8 #1 songs across various Billboard charts. What is that like when you hear statistics like that?
You know what? I didn't know those statistics until I think last year. I was somewhere and somebody was rattling them off to me and I was like, huh? I was like, are you sure that was me?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, it's right here in the Billboard magazine. I had no idea.
But you're also the first artist to have 3 consecutive #1 Christmas songs.
Yeah. Yeah. That was
every year.
You know what happened? We didn't release we just released the Christmas album 2 years ago?
Yeah.
2 Christmases ago. And prior to that, we only did singles.
Right.
And every time we put out a single, they went #1. So we were like, oh, maybe we should put an album out. So we did. It's available digitally only.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was one of those things that I didn't expect to happen, but happened.
Let's talk about Idol. I know you've talked about it a million times. I have some very specific questions I want to cover. What was it like? Season 2's over. Ruben and Clay, they get signed to the Idol labels, and you weren't signed, and you're on tour. So what was going through your mind? Did you think you were going to have a label? Were you kind of bummed that they didn't offer you a contract because you had a big fan base?
You know what happened? I'll tell everybody that 19 and BMG, they get first right of refusal on all contestants. So when the show ends in May, they have 60 days to say, we're going to sign you, we're going to sign you, we're going to sign you.
Right.
So I knew that. And I was talking to my lawyer back and forth in New York, Howard Siegel, and he was like, well, just check in with them. So I asked them every day. I got on 19 management. I got on their nerves every day, calling them. I was like, are you guys going to sign me because I need to know? Are you guys going to sign me because I need to know? Are you guys going to... So I got them to tell me 3 weeks before the 60 days was over that they were not going to sign me, which, of course, at first I was kind of like, man,
Right.
But I didn't have long to really think about it because I was like, okay, it doesn't matter. I just had millions of people watching me on television. Somebody's going to sign me.
So you had the faith that it was going to happen?
Yeah, I did. My goal was to have a record deal before the end of the tour. And I did that.
With Curb?
With Curb Records, yeah. I accomplished that.
Okay, so when Eighth World Wonder debuts at #1,
yeah.
And you're the first artist not signed to American Idol label to have a #1 hit.
Yeah.
And then you went on American Idol to sing the song.
Yeah.
Did you kind of think just a little bit, screw you, look at my #1 hit? Or were you just thankful for the opportunity? I mean, because...
You know what? Yeah, of course I felt really good about accomplishing that without the label, without Clive,
Right.
I felt really good about that. But I tell you a funny story. I was sitting in the middle of my floor, tying my shoes at 4 o'clock in the morning, going to shoot the video for Eighth World Wonder when I got the phone call that the record was #1. Brian, my A&R guy at Curb, called me at 4 o'clock in the morning. I was like, Brian, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here. He was like, yeah, but I knew you'd be up because I know you're going to the video shoot. And he said, I just wanted to call and tell you that you're #1 this morning. We're all shocked and surprised.
Why do you think the song went #1?
You know what? It's a good song.
Okay.
It's a great song, and I think that, at the time, I think it was perfect timing for that song because, there wasn't a lot of upbeat, feel-good pop love songs out, which I think people miss that about the 80s, about having that good pop love song, I think I fell in love with the Eighth World Wonder. It doesn't really get any more sappy than that.
So you're the first to admit that's a sappy song.
It's a sappy song, absolutely.
But Entertainment Weekly said it was one of the top 5 songs to ever come out of American Idol. Did you know that?
Wow, I didn't know that.
See, I told you.
You're telling me something about myself that I didn't know. That's great.
Yeah.
You know what? Eighth World Wonder is a great song. People still see me and they say, oh, we played this song at our wedding. oh, I dedicated this song to my partner, my boyfriend, my girlfriend. And, you know, people are always like, I love that song. I think it's just one of those songs that makes people feel good. And anything that gives people hope and inspiration, it's kind
now,
of a
out of
winner.
all the songs, you have 3 albums.
Yeah.
What song do you think is closest to your heart? Like, whether it epitomizes you or just really, watched you evolve and you think it's really close to you. I mean, what song?
One of my favorite songs well, let me say this. One of my favorite songs that I recorded was A Dream is a Wish.
Okay.
Which I did with Robbie Buchanan. And I remember working with him, and I remember singing the song. It just felt like I was meant to sing that song. It's one of my favorite songs that I've recorded.
It's from the movie Cinderella.
From the movie Cinderella, which I was not familiar with. I didn't know that, when I recorded the song. But I just loved singing that song. I loved where it fit in my voice. I loved that I was able to, really show myself vocally and emotionally, because, a dream is a wish the heart makes.
Yeah.
When you're feeling small.
Have you ever sang that song live?
I did. I actually sang it live at Disney when they recorded a video there, and the Cheetah Girls were there, and a couple other people.
Oh, I was there for that.
You were there.
Yeah, sorry.
So I did. I sang that live.
California Adventure.
So that was one of my favorite songs I recorded. One of my favorite songs that I wrote and recorded is I Don't Want to Know. I did that song with Matthew Gerard, yeah.
I love that song.
And that song is so raw, and it says so much with very few words. I don't want to know if you don't love me anymore. Everybody's been there. Everybody knows when that moment is coming, and you don't want to hear it. They're just like, oh, just don't say it. We'll keep putzing along, But that song, when I sing that in my live show. And when I sing that song, it just stirs, I think, every emotion in me.
Well, really quick, back to the Disney thing. For those of you who will be coming to the Disneyland Resort this year, Kim's song, A Dream is a Wish, is actually at the end of the fireworks show.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and she actually saw the fireworks show and didn't know that they were playing her song.
That's so funny. You know what? That right there, because it's Disney, and because I'm a cartoon fanatic, as you know, to have my song played at the end of the fireworks show, that's pretty big for me.
Yeah.
That's like huge.
I don't think it gets better than that.
Let me tell you, that's pretty great for me. That's way up there on the list.
I don't know why Disney's so magical, but in our other interview, we briefly talked about your new single with Randy Jackson. There's a little confusion on the web right now. They think you're doing like a throwback to a certain era. They think you're doing covers. Let's clarify.
Oh, they're guessing.
Yeah, so let's clarify. It is an original track.
It's an original track. It is not a cover.
Yeah.
It is kind of a throwback. It's got an old school sound to it, but it is a dance song. So I'm going to say that. I can't really say a whole lot about it.
It's a great song.
The song is going to come out. Yeah.
I love it.
The song is so much fun. When you hear the song, for those who are my age and a little bit older, you're going to think about one thing. And I can't wait to hear about what that one thing is, because there's one particular thing or memory that came to my mind when I heard the track, and then when I heard the lyrics, then I really was like, oh man, this is that. So I can't wait to hear. It's going to be out in February.
And you're doing independently. You're no longer with Curb.
I'm no longer with Curb Records. Doing this independently with Randy Jackson. We're doing a singles deal, not a full album. What we're going to do is, based on the performance of each previous single, we'll do a new single 6 to 8 months out.
Okay.
So
that's a long time to wait.
Well, not really, because you take a song like this that's going to be remixed, it can last for 6 months, and then you got the process of getting it out there and letting people know that, hey, this is me, and doing all the press. And during those 6 months, I'm in the studio recording the next single too.
Okay, that makes sense.